Hello, tonight we're at Kelseyville, home of the Kelseyville Knights, where the Fort Bragg Timberwolves are on the road. Under the lights, it's Friday night football, and tonight it's the Timberwolves and the Kelseyville Knights. Kelseyville with a record of 4-1 in league play. The only team that has beat Kelseyville, in fact, the only team that's beat them all year is Middletown. And of course, last week, that's the team that came from behind after falling behind 13-0 in Fort Bragg's game at Fort Bragg High School and came back and beat the Fort Bragg Timberwolves in what turned out to be a pretty close game, actually. So, we're ready to go tonight under the lights, the Kelseyville Knights and the Fort Bragg Timberwolves. Now, I've been doing football games for a long time here in the NCL1 League play, and they used to be called the Kelseyville Indians. And I'm sure at some point tonight, as I have in the past couple of years, when they change their name to the Knights, we'll make a mistake and call them the Indians. So let's see just how close attention you're paying to tonight's internet broadcast and see if I can get through this entire game without ever calling Kelseyville the Indians. It's a challenge, but not as big a challenge as the Fort Bragg Timberwolves have, stopping their big running back, Robert McLean. This is going to be a good game. Kelseyville and Fort Bragg coming up on the road on MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters. We're set for some high school football coming up. Good evening and welcome back to Kelseyville High School. We're ready for our pregame show. We want to remind you folks that are watching this on internet television, MendocinoTV.com, that the game is brought to you in part by Purity Supermarket, Peoria Insurance, Ranelagh Heating and Sheet Metal, Columbia's Market and Delicatessen, Ryan Perkins, Attorney at Law, Fort Bragg Transmission, the Jerry Mello Foundation, and Bob Bruce Dentistry. They make it possible to take us on the road here and bring you high school football on the internet. Now, tonight, the Kelseyville Knights have a record of 4-1. Their only loss going to the Middletown Mustangs. And, of course, they're a very good team, Middletown. They're going to run a wing T offense tonight, and that looks very similar to what Middletown ran last week that the Timberwolves defense had a little trouble stopping, where the running back actually lines in a wing position. The strong side is usually on the opposite side of that wing, and then they sweep the ball to the strong side, bringing the wing back in front of the quarterback, calling it an inside handoff. And Robert McLean, the running back that they have, is a big kid, 190 pounds. He's fast, he's tough. He's going to be a good one to watch here tonight. Robert McLean, watch for him on the Kelseyville Knights. Defensively, they're going to run a little bit different than they usually run because of the Timberwolves spread offense. Look for Kelseyville to run a cover 1, a cover 2, a cover 3, and basically what I'm talking about is adding more defensive backs into the backfield. You hear it on the pro games as a nickelback or a dime back. It's very similar to that. They're going to be actually having a few more defensive backfield members on defense than they would under a normal situation. The Timberwolves, of course, run that spread offense. Kaylor Sullivan, the quarterback, is having an outstanding year so far this year. He can find an open receiver. They don't run the ball too much out of that formation, but when they do, they bring the big truck. Brett Giacomella, who is a fine running back in himself. He's big, he's fast, and he's a powerful running back. So if the Timberwolves, out of that spread offense, can get the defense in a cover 2 or a cover 3 and have the defensive backs back off the receivers a few yards, maybe 5 or 10 yards, that should open up their running game if they choose to use it right up the middle. So we're going to see what's going to happen tonight. This should be a good game. Kelseyville, I would think, would be favored in this one because their record right now is 4-1 and Fort Bragg's record is 3-2. So get set. We got kickoff and high school football coming up from Kelseyville High School under the lights on a Friday night. I'm Lindy Peters for MendocinoTV.com. All right, the co-captains for each team, Kelseyville and Fort Bragg, out there at midfield now as the referees get ready for the coin toss. The Kelseyville Knights on a beautiful night here in Kelseyville. Now, normally this time of year, when the sun goes down, it gets kind of chilly. But I got to tell you, tonight the weather is perfect for a high school football game. Might be sweater weather or light jacket weather, but it's not that cold weather that sometimes requires down jackets and gloves, although it's still early. But probably a pretty nice night for some high school football. The weather shouldn't be a factor. There's a little bit of a wind. It's blowing across the field. From the Kelseyville side across the field to the Fort Bragg side. You can see now that the coin toss has been completed, and looks like Kelseyville is going to win the toss, and they are going to receive the football. So as we begin this game, Kelseyville wearing their home sort of a light black now, almost a charcoal-colored jersey with the orange numerals and white trim. Timberwolves on the road with their white uniforms and their purple numerals and their gray helmets. And this should be a great game tonight. So we'll get set now and come back with the kickoff. It's Fort Bragg and Kelseyville coming up here on MendocinoTV.com. All right, we're getting set for the kickoff. Are you ready for some football? Now, watch number 44 for the Kelseyville Knights. That's Robert McLean. He is a big running back, and as I mentioned in our pregame show, he only is 5'9", but he weighs 190 pounds. He's fast. He's a great linebacker on defense as well, and a senior this year. My mistake. McLean is number 11. Number 44, the other running back, is Cody McGuire, who also anchors their defensive line, and he's one of their co-captains. He is 6'3", 260. He's the big kid. McLean, though, at 190 pounds, is fast. He's tough. And last year, the Timberwolves, when they played him at home in Fort Bragg, beat Kelseyville only by stopping them from scoring a 2-point conversion at the end of that game. So these two teams were evenly matched last year, and this year we're going to see the Timberwolves with a completely different offense this year with junior quarterback Kaylor Sullivan and his spread passing offense. But their defense at times this year has been suspect. They had a little trouble against Middletown. That's a given. The Mustangs always have a good team. They had a little trouble up in McKinleyville as well. But overall, defensively, they're getting better each game. But this will be a real test tonight, especially playing on the road. So ready to kick it off is Pedro Torres. There's the kick. Taken down at the 20-yard line. Up to the 25. He's got a lane right up the sideline. And he's still on his feet across midfield to the 40, to the 30. One man to beat. And he can't beat him. The tackle is made by Jared James, who brings him down. But a fine run back to start off this football game as Devin Duggar takes it almost all the way. The Knights will have it at about the 10-yard line. Well, one thing we didn't go over in our pregame show was special teams, but obviously at that juncture, whoever had outside containment on the left side of the kickoff team got beat somehow, and the man, once Duggar got outside of him, it was Katie bar the door. So McLean's in the backfield. And here's that wing T offense with quarterback Noah Lindahl. And Kelseyville right away makes a mistake on the count and is called for an illegal procedure call. So it's 5 yards back, and that's a significant penalty at this point in the game and on this part of the field. So it goes back now out to the 14. It's still first and goal, but Kelseyville has 14 yards to go. They're led by their junior quarterback, Noah Lindahl, 6'2", 205 pounds, from a famous racing family over here in Kelseyville. You might remember Deke Lindahl. He was killed in a plane crash, but he's part of this Lindahl clan. He takes the snap, gives it to McLean. Right up the middle he goes, still on his feet, and takes it inside down to about the 5-yard line, about a 10-yard gain that time by McLean. And as I said, he is a good one.
Like number 21.
Tackle made that time by Martinez. And it'll be second down and goal. The ball right at the 5-yard line. We're just underway. You're watching MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters. They play 12-minute quarters. By the way, the junior varsity team from Fort Bragg came here to Kelseyville and beat the Kelseyville Knights. 34-14 was the final score. The JV's getting the win. Kelseyville splits a man out to the left. That wing T formation with the wing strong left side. They give it to McLean. He follows his blocking. Right up the middle he goes, and he is in, I think. No, he's going to be short, right at the 1-yard line. So it's set up third and goal now, as they're just running it right down the heart of the defense right now, up the middle. So it's going to be third down and goal. The ball right at the 1-yard line.
Third down and goal now for the Knights.
MendocinoTV.com, your internet home for Timberwolves football this year. I'm Lindy Peters along with Terry Vaughn. Thanks for joining us. Just underway here as the defense now will be tested on this third and goal at the 1. This time they spread two men to the left. McLean, the lone back. Lindahl gives it to him, and he looks like he might be stopped just short of the goal line. The referee on the side judge is coming in with his foot short of the goal line, so it's going to be fourth and goal. A nice stop that time by the inside of the defense. That looked like the main stop with that time was by Giacomella, the linebacker on the inside there. And now here comes a real test. It's fourth and goal. The ball just short of the goal line, and Kelseyville's going to go for it. So the Timberwolves, after giving up that opening kickoff that brought it right down inside the 10-yard line, have a chance here to give the ball to their offense. It's going to take a good play. Here's that wing T formation, strong left. McLean, the back. They give it to him, and he's over the left side and in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Kelseyville.
So the Knights, after a long return on the opening kickoff, score the first touchdown of this game with 9:46 to go in the first quarter. The score 6-0.
Right out of the gate.
I might be fighting the PA announcer here who fancies himself more as of a radio announcer or television announcer than a stadium announcer, but, hell, he's given his team a lot of spirit. Here's the snap, spots down, the kick is up, it's got the distance, and it's good. So Kelseyville takes a 7-0 lead, the extra point by Elias Alvarez. And with 9:43 to go in the first quarter, the score, it's Kelseyville 7, the Fort Bragg Timberwolves nothing. We'll be back with the kickoff here in a flash. All right, we're all set to kick it off now as the Knights, leading 7-0 here early in the first quarter, will kick it off. That touchdown drive was only 10 yards. They were penalized on the first play, but it was basically the return that was nicely done that time by Devin Duggar that set up that easy score. So now Alvarez will kick it off. The Timberwolves have 2 men deep to receive. Whitlock is back there on the far side. And here's the kick. It's a deep kick, and it's taken by Tamayo. Tamayo going over the right side to the 10, to the 15, up to the 20. Kind of tiptoes his way up to about the 25-yard line.
Kick was a big one.
Where he stopped just short of the 25. I think he's at a mark at about the 22. So the Timberwolves start off in their own territory at about the 22-yard line. As Tamayo took the opening kickoff and gave the Timberwolves a decent return as the ball's out at about the 22-yard line. So Fort Bragg with that no-huddle spread offense. Kaylor Sullivan, the junior quarterback. That's Brett Giacomella behind him. 2 men split out here to the left, 2 men split to the right. Snap, pass, complete to Giacomella, and he's dragged down after picking up a few yards out of the backfield.
That's Kaylor Sullivan drops back to pass. And
tackle made by Manny Sanchez of the Knights. And that was a short pickup. I guess he was actually dragged down after about a 3 or 4 yard pickup, setting up 2nd down and 7. Again, quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Sullivan back to pass. There's a penalty flag down. Short pass caught. That's Baker still on his feet, coming out of bounds as McLean chases him out of bounds. He's got a 1st down, but a penalty flag went down. I'm not sure if the Timberwolves were set that time. There might be a procedure call. Let's see. It came from the backfield judge. It is a motion call against the Timberwolves. So that'll negate a 1st down gain that time. A nice little short crossing pattern by Baker, but it's a penalty that'll bring this play back and march off 5 yards, setting up 2nd down now, and it looks like about 12 for the Timberwolves. The ball back at the 20-yard line. 7-0, Kelseyville leading. We're in the first quarter as the Timberwolves bring them up to the line of scrimmage. Triplett spit out here to the left. Trujillo's tucked inside him in the slot. 2 men split to the right. Sullivan takes the snap. Back to pass. Straight back. Throws. And his pass is tipped and incomplete that time. He threw it into double coverage, it looked that time, as Giacomella was the intended receiver. It looked like 2 men, Tamayo, or Baker that is, along with Giacomella, were right there at the point of the reception, and that brought 2 defenders there too. So kind of a dangerous pass that time. Perhaps somebody ran the wrong route. 3rd down and 12 now. Same formation with Sullivan out of the shotgun. Back to pass, straight back. Now he's in trouble. Steps up, he's going to run. He's got some room. Looks like could have been a 1st down, but he's not going to be a 1st down. He stopped and tried to cut back right near the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be short. It depends where they mark it. He's going to be close. Sullivan, a pretty good open field runner that time, but it looked to me as though if he kept on the angle he was going, he would have had the 1st down easily, but he stopped and tried to juke the guy, and when he did, the man didn't go for that little fake, his hip fake, and instead made the tackle. They're going to set it on the near sideline, and it is a 1st down. So nice run by Kaylor Sullivan that time. He did get the 1st down. And that's the thing. When you've got a quarterback that can pass and also can get loose out of the backfield, that sets up a whole series of problems for the defense. So the Timberwolves, again, with their no-huddle offense, bark out the play. Again, 2 men split left, 2 men split right out of that pro spread formation. Back is Sullivan, looking here to his left. Fires a pass, it's caught. And in that was Brad Giacomella, the younger brother, who makes the catch at about the see where they mark it, about the 35-yard line. So pickup of about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now. Or call it 2nd and 7, about a 3-yard pickup that time. Triplett splits out here to the left. Inside of him is Brad Giacomella, who caught that last pass. Out of the shotgun, Sullivan back to pass. He's in trouble now. Rolling to his right. Gets away for a moment. Still on his feet. Now he throws. It's caught to Brett Giacomella. First down yardage. And still on his feet as the big guy they call the Beast is still rolling forward. He gets across midfield. Down out to the 49-yard line of Kelseyville. Sullivan, who passed the ball just before the line of scrimmage, the defense was coming up to make the tackle, and instead he stopped and threw it to Brett Giacomella, who was open. And a first down for the Timberwolves right across midfield at the 49-yard line. Again, out of the no-huddle offense in the spread. This time they give it to Giacomella, and he's up the middle, and he's still on his feet as he falls forward and picks up about 5 yards down to the 45-yard line. It'll be second down and 5. 7:24 to go, first quarter. Kelseyville leading 7-0. Lindy Peters for MendocinoTV.com in Kelseyville tonight. A beautiful evening over here in Lake County. Again, Sullivan out of the shotgun. Back to pass at about midfield. It's a quarterback draw. He keeps it, goes right up the middle, and he is tackled short of the first down. In fact, he picked up maybe a yard or two, setting up third down and about 4.
By number 11, Robert McLean.
That was McLean who came up and made the stop.
Nice tackle there, third down. Ball is on Kelseyville.
So it's going to be third down and about 4 yards now. The Timberwolves have to get to the 39-yard line for a first down. Two men split to the right. Baker slotted inside of Trujillo. Triplets out here along with Giacomella split out to the left. Back is Sullivan. He looks. Now he's going to run, and he's going to be tackled this time short of the first down as he's starting to get a little pressure. Looked like Triplet here on the left side might have been open that time, but Sullivan didn't have time to find him because he was getting pressure. So the Timberwolves now fourth down and about 4 yards to go. It looks like they're going to go for it as they keep their offense on the field. Giacomella, the lone back behind Sullivan. Big play for the Timberwolves early on first quarter. Fourth down, Sullivan in trouble, rolling to his right. Now he throws. It's caught. First down, Timberwolves inside the 35 to the 34 as Tyler Baker makes a catch, running a nice out route as Sullivan put it on the money. And a big fourth down conversion. First and 10, Timberwolves, the ball at the 34-yard line. Nice pass from Sullivan that time. He can throw it on the move as well as dropping back for a typical quarterback setup, and the Knights are going to call a timeout. I think Kelseyville called the timeout, so we'll take a timeout. 6:11 to go, first quarter. Kelseyville 7, Fort Bragg nothing, but they're driving. All right, after the timeout by Kelseyville, the Timberwolves with their first offensive possession have moved the ball down to the 34-yard line of Kelseyville. They took over after the kickoff on their own 22. First and 10. 6:11 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Kelseyville. Sullivan takes the snap, back to pass, steps forward, throws, got a man open. He makes the catch. That's Whitlock, I think. No, I'm sorry, that's not Whitlock. That's Brad Giacomella who makes the catch. Touchdown, Timberwolves. Beautiful pass again by Kaylor Sullivan as he threw it on the run. He started to roll to his left. It looked like he was starting to take off, and he throws it to Brad Giacomella, who finds himself open inside the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Timberwolves. It's now 7-6 as they come on to make the extra point. All right, Christian Flores for the extra point, and it's not anywhere close as it's short and to the right. So a missed extra point, which was kind of crucial in their last outing against Middletown. So the Knights, there it is, I did it once. The Kelseyville Knights lead 7-6, 6 minutes to go first quarter. We'll be back with the kickoff. The Timberwolves answer with a touchdown, but the failed point after touchdown leaves them a point behind.
Same with the cheerleaders. And don't forget to go over and support the cheerleaders by purchasing a kit.
Okay, the Timberwolves tee it up. That's Pedro Torres teeing it up for the Timberwolves to kick it off. 6 minutes to go first quarter. Both teams have scored on their first possession. Kelseyville leads, though, 7-6. As Torres steps up and kicks it off. It's a low line drive kick, bounces, and is taken at about the 10-yard line. And here he comes again. Gets by one guy, but then he is dropped nicely that time by Hunter Casey, who makes the stop at about the 25-yard line as Duggar this time does not get a return like he did last time, and Kelseyville will start off at their own 25-yard line. First and 10, the second possession for the Knights. Noah Lundahl runs back out to the huddle, the quarterback. junior, 6'2", 205 pounds. Also, Tony Marquette runs into the huddle late. He's 5'8", 140. Out of that wing T, McLean in the backfield, the lone back behind Lindahl. Strong left formation now. Man comes in motion. And they give to McLean left side, and he is stopped right in his tracks that time. Nice tackle as the tackle made by Kudu Whitlock that time, who came up from his cornerback spot.
Second down.
Basically, I think he's an outside linebacker. The Timberwolves with that defense where they basically have 3 down linemen and 4 linebackers, but their DBs come up as well. Basically one man back as in the traditional safety spot being Jesse Martinez. So it's second down and 10 for the Knights. This time they have a split backfield. Man comes in motion. They give to McLean again, and he is dropped again after a short gain. Nice play by the Timberwolves defense for the second time, and again Whitlock comes right in to make the stock. So Whitlock obviously has been keying on McLean, and it's going to be third down and 10. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter, Kelseyville 7, Fort Bragg 6. So let's see how the Timberwolves pass defense handles this situation. Lindahl in the huddle brings the men up to the line of scrimmage. Splitting out here to the right is Asa Peters. No relation, by the way. One man splits out left. Peters comes in motion. They give it to McLean, and he is still on his feet, close to the first down, and is stopped. Boy, I might have been completely faked out by that play. I didn't see what happened. Whitlock came up and made the play. I was following the wrong ball carrier that time. My mistake. We're quite a ways away here. Peters, the man who came in motion, actually had the ball. Some good backfield action and fake action by Noah Lindahl that time had me faked out. Hopefully, if you were watching on Mendocino TV, you picked up where that ball was that time, but I was tracking the wrong guy. Like I said, we're quite a ways away here. Often we're much closer at Timberwolves Stadium to follow what's going on, so my apologies if I make a mistake. There's a snap nearly over his head. The punt is away, and it bounces and is going to take a Kelseyville bounce down to about the 31-yard line, so a nice punt that time.
A great play by the punter.
About a 42-yard punt, and the Timberwolves take over, first and 10, trailing 7-6. The ball spotted at their 31-yard line.
Make a great punt to boot it away.
So Fort Bragg will have it, first and 10, led out by their quarterback, also a junior, Kaylor Sullivan, 6'2", 190 pounds, who is really the premier quarterback in the NCL1 this year. I don't think there's any disputing that. Spread offense once again, 2 men right, 2 men left. Play being sent in from the sideline now as the no-huddle offense is ready to go. Sullivan back to pass. Setting up what looks like a short middle screen. Is caught by Triplett. He's got blockers in front of him. He's to the 40, to the 45. Cuts outside to the 50. Spins down over midfield. It's a first and 10. The ball at about the 49-yard line.
No surprise there.
One of the Kelseyville Knights is back still on the ground near where the quarterback was. There might have been a fumble on that play. Again, that was on the far sideline. One of the Knights is still rolling around, hurting him, I guess, his ankle or his leg, and hopefully he's okay. This is the level of football where you certainly hope no one gets hurt.
Looks like we had a fumble on the play.
So Kelseyville, I think, may have recovered the fumble. I'm not sure. Triplett at the end of that play did fumble, and it looks like they're setting up the chains for the Knights. So Kelseyville, after a first down run by Lucas Triplett after the catch, fumbled when he was tackled, and the ball was recovered by Kelseyville on the far sideline. So Kelseyville gets it first and 10, 3:27 to go first quarter. The Knights leading 7-6. We'll take an injury timeout and come back in just a moment.
Made a great play.
The injured man for the Knights being helped off the field, that's big 6'5", 300-pound senior Jason Vaughn, who is a defensive tackle, favoring that right leg as he comes off. So the turnover gives the ball to Kelseyville in decent field position right at the 50-yard line where it's first and 10, and the Timberwolves, right after a nice 23-yard pickup, unfortunately turned the ball over.
So a fumble, and now the Knights have it.
So Lindahl with 2 men in the backfield, McGuire and McLean now out of that wing T. Man comes in motion. Fake to McLean, throwing over the middle. Got a man open. The pass is incomplete. Intended that time Tyler Rewerts. Rewerts was open that time. Martinez, the safety, looked like he came up for the play fake that time, and Rewerts had him beat. but the pass was incomplete. Timberwolves might have caught a break there on that overthrown pass. Second down and 10 now. 3:21 to go first quarter. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. It is Kelseyville 7 and Fort Bragg 6. Two men split out to the right this time for the Knights. That's Marquette. Slotted inside of him is Peters. Three men split out here to the right. Lindahl back to pass, rolling to his right. He's got a little time, rolling, still on his feet. Looks like he's going to throw the football, and it's caught inside the 30-yard line for a first down, down to about the 27-yard line. Marquardt made the catch, and Kelseyville picks up a big first down. There is a penalty flag on the play, and it's in the backfield where holding is often called. It looked to me as though Sam Perkins was being held on that play. Perkins had some good pressure. He had outside containment, and the reason Lindahl got outside of Perkins is the fact that he was held. And so this play is coming back. And it's from the spot of infraction, which was the 45-yard line. So it's basically going to take it back 15 yards and set up second down and 25.
15 yards. And that brings up a big second down and 25.
So the Timberwolves trailing 7-6 with their defense out on the field right now on a beautiful night here in Kelseyville as the Knights break the huddle. Two men split out to the left. There's that wing T. Backs are split behind Lindahl. He gives to McLean. McLean cuts to his right after taking it to his left, and he stopped. I think it was Strickland, or it might have been Giacomella. It was Brett Giacomella who was at the bottom of that pile. Strickland also there. They both combined on the stop. So it sets up third down and about 20 now. So this is where your safety, Jesse Martinez, has to be aware where that first down marker is. Triplett, the cornerback, out to the left. Also with coverage out on the right-hand side is Picorni for the Timberwolves. As Kelseyville comes up to the line of scrimmage, Peters splits way out to the left. McGuire, tight end here on the right side now. And the only back is McLean, and Lindahl back to pass. Perkins putting some pressure on him. He throws. The pass is caught by McLean. Strickland's got him, and he pulls him down for a nice tackle that time at the 42, well short of the first down. Good defense that time. And Kelseyville will be kicking it off on the punt formation here as Alvarez will head out to punt it off. Trujillo is back along with Tamayo to receive this punt. So the Timberwolves defense very stout on that series, and so far they've been able to handle Robert McLean, something they were not able to do too easily last year. So here's the snap, bounces, kick away, and it's away from Trujillo, bounces, and he's going to try and pick it up. He touches it. It's a fumble now, a loose ball, and I believe he did get his own muffed punt that time. And the ball will be at the 20-yard line. First and 10 for the Timberwolves. So they'll take over on offense now with 1:22 to go first quarter. There is a penalty flag down. Penalty flag at about the 35-yard line, so they could march it back even further than the 20. I believe it was after the punt, so the penalty will not give the Knights possession again. Let's make sure of this. It's a personal foul, and it's against Kelseyville. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty or a 15-yard penalty against the Knights here, and that'll give the Timberwolves better field position here as they mark it up to the 35-yard line where it'll be first and 10.
Starting Fort Bragg now at about.
So Fort Bragg trailing 7-6, 1:22 to go here in the first quarter. Will take over first and 10, the ball at their own 35-yard line. Two men split right, two men split left here in that spread formation as Sullivan out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, drops back, throws it over the middle, caught by Baker. Baker at the 40, up to the 43-yard line. And that's about an 8-yard pickup, second down. So that time they sent the wide receiver up the field, and in the slot, Baker just came right across the middle. And it's second down and short. Here comes what looks like a screen pass. It's right there to Giacomella, who dives over, gets a first down, and he fumbles the ball.
Number 34 grabs it.
Across midfield. This is the same spot they fumbled last time, but Giacomella recovered his own fumble that time. And first down at the 50-yard line. The Timberwolves quickly, with their no-huddle offense, get up to the line of scrimmage, keeping the defense back on their heels. First down at midfield. Sullivan takes a snap, throws to his left. Trujillo makes a catch. The man was moving that time. This play is coming back across to the 35-yard line, I believe. However, it's going to be a penalty. The Timberwolves were not set that time. The slot man on the left side moved. So this is going to come back. It'll be a motion call against the Timberwolves and set up 1st and 15. The ball back now at their own 45. Oftentimes when you run the no-huddle offense and you're trying to really hurry up, even though you're not working the clock, you really have to make sure everybody is set. And that time they weren't. So now really that's the quarterback's responsibility to make sure everybody is ready to go. So this time he checks over the formation. People are set. Giacomello the lone back. Sullivan puts him in motion left side. Naked backfield now and a penalty flag. A procedure call against the Timberwolves.
Full start penalty against the offense. That'll move them back.
So
1st and 20 now.
2 straight penalties now brings it all the way back to the 40-yard line. 32 seconds to go first quarter. Fort Bragg trailing 7-6. Timberwolves scored on a 26 or 34-yard touchdown pass to Brad Giacomello here. All right, back to pass with Sullivan. He's looking to his left. He's in trouble. He's rolling right now. Rolling right. Got some time. Throws it deep. Triplet incomplete. And it's going to set up 2nd down and 20. 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. Triplet overthrown a little bit that time. He threw it into coverage. It looked as though Brad Giacomello might have been open underneath that time, but he tried to go deep. So 2nd down and 20 now for the Timberwolves. Could be the last play here of this first quarter. Sullivan out of the shotgun, as usual. Rolls to his right, throws a short pass. It's caught by Brett Giacomello. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And up to midfield, setting up 3rd down and 10. And I think he went out. No, the clock is going to run, so that'll be the last play here of the first quarter, I think. Timberwolves will let the clock run out. So the score after 12 minutes of football here at Kelseyville, it is the Kelseyville Knights 7 and the Fort Bragg Timberwolves 6. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. All right, we're back here for the second quarter. It's Kelseyville 7, Fort Bragg 6. We want to thank our sponsors at MendocinoTV.com, including Purity Supermarket, Peoria Insurance, Randall Heating and Sheet Metal, Columbia's Market and Deli, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Fort Bragg Transmission, the Jerry Mello Foundation, and Bob Bruce Dentistry. One of the key components of the Timberwolves offense is Devin Morgan. He's not playing tonight. And with the youngster Brett Giacomello in there, he's doing a good job. He's got a touchdown pass, but he's sort of on a learning curve right now, trying to figure it out in the heat of battle here in Kelseyville. So it's 3rd and 10 now for the Timberwolves. The ball right at midfield as Sullivan, now after the change of sides on the field, throws it across the field. A long pass incomplete for Triplet on the sideline that time, and it's 4th down at midfield. So the Timberwolves will probably send out their punting unit since it's 4th and 10. Scooty Titus will be in punt formation. And McLean back for the punt return for the Knights. So the Timberwolves had penalties hurt them that time. They actually were moving the football till they had a couple of penalties back to back. One of them nullified a nice play. And now they have to turn the football over on downs here as Titus back to punt from about his own 40-yard line. There's a snap spot. Kick is away. Kind of a knuckling kick. And it's going to take a small bounce up to about the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st down Kelseyville at the 25-yard line. There is a penalty flag down, and Titus says that he was hit as he tried to punt. It could be roughing the punter. We'll wait and see. Titus gave the indication to his sideline. He thinks it's against Kelseyville. No, it's not. It's blocking below the waist against the... Well, let's see. They gave a blocking below the waist call, and they pointed against the Timberwolves. Now the official's pointing the other way. Let's wait and see what he's calling here. There's no penalty. So they pick up the flag and let the kids play. 1st down, Kelseyville. The ball back at their own 25-yard line. 11:46 to go, second quarter. The Knights leading 7-6. So the Timberwolves defense, who have done a good job so far tonight, we'll see if they can stop them again here as Lindahl gets his play from the sideline and runs into the huddle for Kelseyville. you really have to key on number 11. He's what makes this offense go, Robert McLean, and so far they've done a pretty good job of keeping him in check. He's the lone back right now in that wing T formation. Man comes in motion. They give it to the man. That's Peters coming outside here, and a nice block and a first down for the Knights. As Peters gets a first down, and a penalty flag comes flying in. And this flag was thrown by the side judge on the far side. I'm not sure. That usually means either offsides or something perhaps on the offense. Let's wait and see. He comes in and gives the penalty to the official now. A personal foul called against Kelseyville, and that is the second big 15-yard personal foul call against the Knights. And I'm not sure if there was a hand to the head or what actually initiated the call, but suffice it to say that it's a big one. Kelseyville now will be back at their own 10-yard line or 11-yard line, and it's going to be first down and 25 for a first down. You got to watch that one play. This is the play that Middletown ran last week against Fort Bragg. If you have outside containment and the man comes in motion your direction, you've got to step up and make sure he goes inside of you and try not to get sucked up too far. Because that was a play they just ran for a first down, but it was nullified on the penalty. 3 men now come out here wide to the left. And the big guy in the backfield, McGuire now for Kelseyville. And there's a chain gang having a little trouble here. I don't know why they're moving. Oh, I guess it was, well, I don't know. It was a 15-yard penalty, and they're calling it 1st and 10 rather than 1st and 25. And you got me. I'm not sure why that would be, because it was on a play when they had a first down. It was a 15-yard penalty. Well, I'm not sure what's going on, but the backs are split behind quarterback Lindahl. He gives it to McLean, who cuts it back upfield, and he picks up about 4 yards up to about the 14-yard line, setting up second down and 6. We're in the second quarter, 11:21 to go. It's Kelseyville 7, Fort Bragg 6. As the play gets sent in from the sideline for the Knights. Still don't understand why you could have on a first down play from the line of scrimmage a penalty called, and then the line of scrimmage got changed to where the penalty started from. Anyway, there's the give. Man in the backfield coming out. He's going to be stopped short of the first down as Giacomella came in there to help finish him off. Also on the stop for the Timberwolves was Hunter Casey, and it's going to set up third down and about 5. The ball back at the Kelseyville 18-yard line. So another big play for the defense now. As Marquardt comes in the game for Kelseyville. Now, he's the man that caught a third down pass on their last series when back in the first quarter they had to go for it on third down, so you might want to watch him. He wears number 2 for the Knights. Third down and 4. And here comes Marquardt, split left. Slotted inside him is Peters. McLean, the lone back behind the quarterback Lindahl. Man comes in motion. They give to McLean. McLean's got a first down as he comes across the 20 up to the 25-yard line. And it's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Kelseyville Knights. The ball at their 25-yard line. 10:04 to go, second quarter. Fort Bragg trailing 7-6. As Noah Lindahl runs back out to the huddle for the Knights. Nice Friday night crowd here at Kelseyville for this game. Always get a nice welcome over here from the folks. They're very friendly. Lindahl gives it to McLean. McLean dances his way up. He is stopped, and a nice slam, almost like a wrestling move, as he was stopped that time by Hunter Casey.
That's Marco Mora and Ricky Cavender with that.
Cavender, who is a wrestler, also helped out on the stop that time.
Nice tackle to prevent a big gain.
So about a yard gain that time, second down and 9. Ball at the Kelseyville 27-yard line. Timberwolves defense trying to get that ball back to their offense. One man splits left, one man splits right, backs in the I formation behind Lindahl. Sets a man in motion right to left, gives it to McLean. Second man on the tailback position, and he dives his way forward, doesn't get a whole lot. Setting up third down at about 4. He picked up about 3 yards on that play. Second down and, like I said, or third down, that is, and about 4 yards to go now. They got to get about a 4-yard pickup across the 35 to the 36-yard line to get a first down. The ball spotted at their own 32. So another big third down play for the Timberwolves. Defensively, they got to come up with a stop. You got a key on number 11, Robert McLean. Backs are in the I formation. Lindahl with a double tight end. Gives it to McLean, and McLean is going to get a first down. Cavender, the first man to greet him, but he gets across the 35 to the 36, and it's first down, Kelseyville.
And number 35, that's Ricky Cavender and Tristan Strickland wrapping him up.
So first down, Kelseyville, as they're moving the football now. Now, had they had that penalty and had it first and 25 back at the 10-yard line, then they would have had to punt. But because the line of scrimmage moved with that penalty, Kelseyville able to keep the football now, and they're moving it. So first and 10. They give it to new back in there. It's not McLean. He is stopped by Cavender. Also on the stop that time was Tristan Strickland. Acosta, the running back that time.
That's Tristan Strickland, Ricky Cavender.
Luis Ishacosta, senior, 5'8", 160 pounds.
Ball almost to midfield. Second down and 5.
So it'll be about a 5-yard pickup, second down and 5. The ball at the 41-yard line. Kelseyville breaks the huddle and brings it up. Peters splits out here to the left. They got a man slotted inside him. That's Rewerts. 2 backs behind Lindahl. They give to the second back, and he's got some good yardage and another first down. As Kelseyville moving the chains right now. Triplett came up and made the stop from his defensive backfield position. First down, the ball now is at the 46-yard line. 7:14 to go. Now, one of the things that Kelseyville's doing by moving the chains and keeping a long drive going is they're keeping the Timberwolves offense off the field. And remember, Timberwolves run that no-huddle offense. When they get the ball, it's move, go, go, go. Kelseyville rather slow and methodic here so far tonight. McLean, tailback position. It's a wing T formation. 2 men to the left. They give it to McLean. And he's got some good yardage as he gets across the initial line of scrimmage and then backs his way across midfield, picking up about 5. And it's second down and 5. The Timberwolves are going to have to do a little better job up front to try and stop McLean before he gets his forward momentum going. 6:32 to go. We're in the first half. And Fort Bragg trailing 7-6. A missed extra point, the difference in this game so far. Both teams scored on their first possession. Kelseyville on a long drive now that started back at their own 10. Marquardt splits way out left. The give is to McLean, and this time the defenders are there to stop him short of a first down, setting up third down, and probably maybe a yard pickup. So it's going to be third down and about 4 or 5 yards to go, depending on where they spot it. No gain that time, 3rd and 5. The ball just across midfield on the Timberwolves' 49-yard line. So big play here with 5:53 to go in this second quarter. Lindahl with the play for the Knights. Comes out to the huddle, and the Timberwolves defense hoping to come up with a stop here. McLean in the backfield. McGuire in the wing T back there with him. They send a man in motion. Back to passes Lindahl. And he's pressured, and he's going to go down as Hodla makes the sack. Back at the initial line of scrimmage and maybe even behind, about a 7-yard loss that time. As the Timberwolves are able to come up with a sack, Nat Hodla sets up 4th down and 11 now. And the defense holds for the Timberwolves as Alvarez now on the punt for Kelseyville. Deep to receive is Trujillo. Tamayo also back there with him. As Kelseyville has a little trouble getting the right personnel on special teams out there. Now they've got him. Got to watch for the fake. There's a snap nearly over his head. Alvarez gets it, kicks it away. It's a low kick and not a very good one. The Timberwolves will have, now it rolls. Actually, it turns out to be a good punt all the way down to the 27-yard line where Fort Bragg will have it 1st and 10. 4:46 to go in the second quarter. It's Kelseyville 7, Fort Bragg 6. So here comes that spread, no-huddle Timberwolf offense back out on the field. Trujillo and Baker split out here to the right. It looks like Triplett split out to the left. with Brad Giacomello slotted inside of him. Brett Giacomello, the lone back, with Kaylor Sullivan at quarterback. Sullivan back to pass. Looks over the middle. Short pass caught by Brett Giacomello. Coming across the field. And he picks up decent yardage. Picked up about 7 yards. And it'll be second down and about 7. Or 3, that is. 4:31 to go here in this first half. We'll keep our eye on the clock now. The Timberwolves have 4.5 minutes to try and move this football to a position where they can score. Triplett comes in now. He was out that play. Splits out to the left. Sullivan with one back, Giacomello behind him. Fakes to Giacomello, rolling to his right, in cover, in trouble, and he is sacked as he goes down at the about a 7-yard loss back to the 40-yard line. And that was an interesting play. I'm not sure. It looked like almost like a broken play. But anyway, it's going to set up third down and about 9 now. Clock continuing to run. 3:52 to go here in this second quarter. 2 men split out to the right. Baker and Trujillo split out here. Triplett and Brett Giacomello split out left. Sullivan out of shotgun. Takes a snap, drops short drop, throwing deep left side for Triplett. Triplett runs right into the man, and no pass interference. Triplett wants pass interference. Coach Perkins across the sideline wants pass interference. Triplett running under that pass was knocked down, and you probably were able to see that on your television screen, but no penalty flag. That was interesting non-call that time. I guess you can come up and whack the receiver and knock him off his route while the ball's in the air. So McLean will be back to punt, and Scooty Titus back to punt. The clock stops, 3:29 to go, as the Timberwolves offense has sputtered their last 2 possessions. There's a snap. He gets a low end-over-end kick away, takes a bounce for Fort Bragg down to about the 41-yard line, where Kelseyville will have it 1st and 10.
Nice low liner kick there.
About a 37-yard punt. 3:21 to go here. 7-6. This game started off with a couple of quick scores by each team, and since that time, their defenses have stepped up and been able to come up with the stops.
Looking for a big drive here.
So at the 41-yard line, Kelseyville takes over 1st and 10. I'm Lindy Peters, MendocinoTV.com. You're watching this on Internet High-Def Television. Thanks for checking us out here on the web. You could tell your relatives if you're just seeing us for the first time. We do every Timberwolves game, away and home game. All right, here we go. Up to the line of scrimmage come the Knights. Man comes in motion. They give it to McLean. First guy coming through, and he is backing his way down again for about a 5-yard pickup. He's got an interesting – he's picked up a lot of yards tonight just running backwards. He seems to hit that first defender and then kind of spin and start moving backwards. He doesn't go down easy. He's a good running back. Like I said, built like a running back, 5'9", 190, got good speed, not afraid of contact. Senior who is the leading rusher here tonight so far. So second down and 5 now. Man comes in motion again. Fake, play action. Lindahl throws, and he overthrows it. It's intercepted by Triplett at the 30-yard line, to the 35, to the 40, and out of bounds he goes. So Triplett gets a turnover for the Timberwolves, and with 2:34 to go here in this first half, the Timberwolves get the ball back. He went out of bounds actually at about the 40-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10, Fort Bragg on the far hash mark. We'll see if their defense starts to wear down a little bit with this no-huddle offense. Sullivan with 2 men split to the right, 2 men split left. Back to pass, looking to his left. Throws it to Triplett. There's a penalty flag on the play. And the 5-yard gain may come back, as I believe there was a motion call against the Timberwolves. This has been a problem tonight. They've had a few motion penalties. That's it, motion against the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves just aren't quite getting set with this fast, hurry, spread, no-huddle offense. It's tough to run at the high school level. It takes a lot of discipline. Everybody's got to be set. And, again, that junior quarterback, Kaylor Sullivan, has to watch for that. So here's the play. Now make sure everybody's set, Kaylor. He looks out, and the Kelseyville Knights, I believe, have taken a timeout. No, it's the – Kelseyville calls a timeout. 2:15 to go first half. Kelseyville 7, Fort Bragg 6. We'll be back right after this timeout. All right, after the timeout, Fort Bragg has 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go 60 yards here. Now remember, this team could score quickly. They haven't been able to break too many big plays. They do have a 34-yard touchdown pass from Sullivan to Brett Giacomello. That's their lone score. They trail 7-6, and we come out after the timeout now, as the referee comes over to the Kelseyville sideline to explain something to the, let's see, the clock. I think he wants... So the referee is telling the PA announcer, don't announce while the play's going on. And that's what I was saying earlier, that some of these PA announcers these days want my job. So here we go. Sullivan looks over the offense. Timberwolves are set. 1st and 15 after the penalty. He's back to pass, looking now to his right, throwing deep for Trujillo. And he can't make the catch. Incomplete. Good pass, right on the money. If Trujillo had left his feet and got a little air that time and hung in the air, he might have been able to catch it, but he was trying to run in stride with the DB, and that pass knocked away. Beautiful pass, though. It was right on the money. 2nd down and 15. Trujillo will learn that move as a wide receiver. You try and get in the air as that ball's coming towards you. All right, 2nd down. Sullivan looking over the middle. Pass is complete. Caught by Baker. Baker is down as McLean comes up and makes a tough stop after about a 5-yard pickup, setting 3rd and 10 under 2 minutes to go now in this first half. That's a pass when Devin Morgan is playing that he's really good at making that catch and perhaps a little better open field runner than Baker. But McLean's a tough one to get by. So 3rd and 10. Sullivan again back to pass. Looks over the middle, got Triplet open. He's got a 1st down and more. He breaks a tackle, gets a block, cuts inside, and is down at about the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bragg. Nice move after the football, after the catch, after he had the football. Triplet making a nice run after the catch. So 1st and 10 for the Timberwolves, 1:32 to go now. They have it at Kelseyville's 37-yard line. Trujillo spinning out to the right. Inside of him is Baker. Sullivan back to pass, looking to his right, throwing that middle screen, caught by Giacomello, gets a block, still going on his feet, across the 20, one man to beat, the 10, the 5, touchdown Timberwolves. The big guy has done it and scored a touchdown as Brett Giacomello with a 37-yard touchdown. So Brad Giacomello and Brett Giacomello have both scored on passes from Kaylor Sullivan. And the Timberwolves take the lead with 1:19 to go here in this first half. It's Fort Bragg 12, Kelseyville 7. Let's see if they go for 2 points now to try and make up for that missed extra point, and that's what they're going to do. Let's see if they've got the right personnel out there. This is an important 2 points here. You can't afford any kind of a penalty or any mix-up here. Titus. All right, Sullivan is ready. Takes a snap. Rolling to his right. Looking, throws, and it's incomplete. The extra point is no good. So with 1:19 to go, it is Fort Bragg 12 and Kelseyville 7. All they need, the Knights that is a touchdown, and they'll take the lead, as both times the Timberwolves have scored, they've been unable to convert on the point after touchdown. So the score with 1:19 to go in the half, it's Fort Bragg 12, Kelseyville 7. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment. All right, we're back with the kickoff for the Timberwolves, who have just taken a 12-7 lead on that middle screen. Brett Giacomello took the ball, a short pass, maybe 8-10 yards downfield, if that. But, boy, he broke a tackle and got into the open field, and no one could catch him. The Timberwolves now, with 1:19 to go, have to be careful to protect this lead. Fort Bragg will receive the kickoff to begin the second half. Kelseyville received the opening kickoff. So Fort Bragg will kick it off here. MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters. 1:19 to go, and there's a kick. It's a low bounding kick. Picked up at the 31-yard line. Man trying to get outside, and he does get outside across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Mark Wart, with 1:11 to go here in the half, gives Kelseyville decent field position. So Kelseyville takes over 1st and 10, the ball at their own 42-yard line. At about their own 42-yard line. Good game tonight. as I mentioned earlier, perfect weather still. It hasn't cooled down, even though the sun's been down for a while. Referees in short sleeves, and so are a lot of the fans right now. Very beautiful night for October football. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Lindahl with McLean behind him, the lone back out of that wing T formation. And he gives it to Lindahl, who is stopped. Nice tackle that time.
Give it to Robert McLean.
Scooty, or I'm sorry, it was McLean, the ball carrier. Titus made the tackle after about a yard gain. Clock continues to run. We're under a minute to go. We'll see if Kelseyville, who were intercepted, Lucas Triplett made the interception on that last series, of course, to set up the Timberwolves where they could go down and score. He also caught a nice pass in that offensive drive. So they have to watch deep now. Lindahl, 39 seconds to go. Instead, there's the inside handoff to Peters, and he is dropped. Nice tackle by Kadu Whitlock. And a penalty flag comes flying in with 29 seconds to go.
Number 22, Kadu Whitlock. Flag on the play.
It looks like it might be against Fort Bragg the way they're moving back. Let's see what the call is. Personal foul against the Timberwolves. Not sure what the infraction entailed, but if it's from where the flag was thrown,
Automatic first down for the Knights.
it might have been called on the tackle. It looks like they're marking it off from where the tackle was. So with that, Kelseyville gets the ball into Fort Bragg territory at the 43-yard line with 29 seconds to go in this first half. Certainly within range now of possibly getting a long playoff here. Noah Lindahl, the quarterback. Clock now running. Backs are split, or one back. Lindahl goes back to pass. It looks like he's trying to set up a screen. He's getting some pressure now, and he is sacked as Whitlock comes up and makes a sack. Ricky Cavender also all over him that time, and that's going to be the last play of the first half. As Kelseyville will do nothing to try and stop the clock. And the score at halftime. We got us a ball game. Thanks for watching MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters. We're going to take a break for halftime. The score, it is Fort Bragg 12, Kelseyville 7. It should be an exciting second half. Stick around and enjoy it here on your smartphone or your laptop or your big home computer, or you can put it right up on your big screen TV. It's halftime. Fort Bragg leading 12-7. I'm Lindy Peters for MendocinoTV.com. Up over there. All right, here we go. Second half coming up. Fort Bragg leading the Kelseyville Knights. The score is 12-7. The Timberwolves are going to have possession to begin this second half. I did talk to the referee at halftime. What happened on that play where it went from first down and 25 to first down and 10 was they had gained a first down on that play, and the penalty, the personal foul, occurred after the play was over. So the penalty then was marked off from the infraction. That's why they had it first and 10 at their own 10 rather than first and 25 for those of you watching that first half and my confusion. So we're ready to go. We're ready to kick it off here as Kelseyville with Alvarez having the ball tee up. Kicks it away. A nice deep high end over end kick taken by Tamayo at the 10 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25 and then hit and dropped backwards that time. Nice hit. Manny Sanchez
Jonathan Tamayo
knocks down the
takes it for about 15 yards for being
running back, Jonathan Tamayo.
That's Manny Sanchez.
And it's first down Timberwolves, the ball at their own 28-yard line. And right away they come right out and set up their offense with the no huddle. Here's that spread. A little bit tighter formation this time. As Sullivan back to pass. Looking, he's in trouble, and he's going to go down. No, he gets away, still on his feet, and then throws the football incomplete.
Quarterback drops back to pass.
That was Cody McGuire who had him wrapped up that time for a sack. About an 8-yard loss, setting up second down and 18.
Sacked by number 44.
So the Timberwolves will be in a second and long situation right off the bat here to begin the second half. Here's the play as Sullivan is back to pass. Looking now, coming out of the backfield is Giacomella. It's incomplete. as Giacomello was hit that time by Manny Sanchez, who's come out here ready to hit somebody in the second half.
Over to the left side, intending it for Brett Giacomello, who's unable to hang on.
I tell you, the way that kid was coming, if Sullivan had time, a little pump fake and then an up pattern from Giacomello, he'd have been wide open because Sanchez was coming to hit that time. Third down now at about 17 yards, 17 or 18 to go. Sullivan, quick pass to Trujillo, makes a catch, gets a block. He's not going to get a first down. He'll pick up yardage back up close to the original line of scrimmage across the 30 to the 31-yard line, and it's now going to be fourth down. So the Timberwolves unable to move the football on their first possession, and they'll have to punt it away. Robert McLean back to punt. Titus back to kick it away for the Timberwolves. So fourth down and 9. Titus will be punting from about his own 20-yard line. Gets the snap, steps up, gets a kick away. Pretty decent kick. Bounces at the 30. Down right there as it stops pretty much in its tracks. The football, that looked like a nice iron shot to the green there as he kicks it down to the 31-yard line, and the ball plants about where it lands. So the Kelseyville Knights take it over for their first possession in the second half, trailing 12-7. 10:25 to go. I'm Lindy Peters. You're watching MendocinoTV.com. Referee timeout for a moment. Gives me a chance to thank our sponsors, including Purity Supermarket, Peoria Insurance, Randall Heating and Sheet Metal, Bob Boost Dentistry, the Jerry Mello Foundation, Fort Bragg Transmission, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, and Columbia's Market and Deli. If you know any of the people who work or own a business we mentioned, you might want to thank them for making it possible for you to watch this on high-def internet television. Lindy Peters along with Terry Vaughn here in Kelseyville tonight. Beautiful night for football. It's almost 9 p.m. here, local time in Kelseyville, and it is beautiful. The temperature is warmer right now than it was at 4 in the afternoon when we left Fort Bragg. So 1st and 10 for the Knights. The ball right at their own 30-yard line. McLean, the lone back, man comes in motion. Fumble. Ball's on the ground. McLean trying to get it, and he picks it up. Just missed that time. As Hunter Casey almost recovered the fumble, but it slipped away. McLean able to pick up the fumble. About a 5-yard loss on the play, second down and 15.
Knights give us a scare by fumbling it quick. But the speedy Robert McLean was able to jump on it and protect this drive.
10 minutes to go, third quarter, just underway here in the second half. Fort Bragg leading 12-7 as Kelseyville's going to call a timeout. They had a little trouble getting a play out on the field in time to run it off. And it's an interesting contrast. We'll keep it right here during this timeout. Kelseyville huddles up. They take a lot of time off the clock in between plays. Fort Bragg, with their no-huddle spread offense, takes, unless there's an incomplete pass, they take little or no time off the clock when they have the ball. Now, that can work against you sometimes if you're unable to move the football. But so far, the Timberwolves have had decent luck, although it's a low-scoring game. It's 12-7. Give some credit to Kelseyville's defense. But Fort Bragg has hurt themselves a little bit. They turned the ball over on a fumble after a big pickup just across midfield. And a couple of penalties have hurt them too. Kelseyville also has committed some penalties that have hurt their offensive team. But overall, compared to some of the games we've broadcast on MendocinoTV.com, not a whole lot of penalties. A good officiating crew here tonight. So it's going to be second down and 15 now as Kelseyville breaks the huddle and comes up to the line of scrimmage. Marquardt splits way out here to the left, or to the right, McGuire, the lone back now, as Lindahl play action, throw for McLean, and he is hit after the ball's tipped. Incomplete. Martinez came up from his safety position and popped Robert McLean nicely that time. Third down and 15.
On second down, the Knights try and go through the air.
So McLean, instead of lining up in the backfield, lined up in the slot formation and just ran right down the seam that time and pass a little high. And Martinez was going to deliver a hit no matter whether he caught it or not. McLean unable to bring that one in. So the clock stops with 9:23 to go here, third quarter. Big third down play now for Kelseyville, and Similarly, a big play for the Timberwolves defense, and the referee is holding the clock for a moment, pointing at something. And not sure what happened here, but his back judge is looking at the official. And here we go. So, big third down play for Kelseyville. 2 backs behind Lindahl. Man goes in motion. Lindahl back to pass. Now he's stepping forward. He looks. He throws. The pass is oh! Martinez almost intercepted it. He stepped right in front. And actually that ball was broken up by Tyler Rewerts. Rewerts broke up what looked like a sure interception, and had Martinez picked it off, that left sideline was relatively open. He would have returned it a long ways, if not all the way. But instead, it's an incomplete pass, setting up 4th and 15. As Alvarez will be in punt formation for Kelseyville back near his own end zone. His own 10-yard line. Snap. Gets his punt away. Nice kick. Trujillo lets it bounce, picks it up at the 35 to the 40, is hit at the 42-yard line, but stays on his feet and then fumbles. Did he fumble? It looked like he fumbled the football at the end, but Fort Bragg recovered. Anyway, the bottom line is it'll be at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. The Timberwolves with decent field position. A nice warm breeze now blowing across the field from left to right if you're watching your television screen here. So the Timberwolves now with their spread offense set up. Okay, here we go. Now the Timberwolves ready to go. Sullivan fakes, rolls to his left. Man's open. That's Triplett, and it's incomplete. Triplett misses the ball. Triplett was wide open that time, and Sullivan put it right on the money, but Triplett, for one of the few times, unable to hang on. So it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Nice pass there. Knights get lucky, 2nd down.
Clock stops, 8:50 to go here in this third quarter. Fort Bragg leading 12-7. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. 2nd and 10, the ball at their own 43-yard line. Second possession here in the second half. Sullivan, draw play, and it's going nowhere. That ball is not. Tamayo, the running back, loses yardage, about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 14. So another big third down play for the Timberwolves here. The DB, the safeties, Marquardt and the man across the field, Duggar, are right at the first down marker, 15 yards upfield. Sullivan gets the snap, fakes, setting up a little screen play, it looks like. Now he's in trouble. He's sacked. He is sacked, and it's going to be 4th down. So the Timberwolves offense a little sluggish here in the second half, leading 12-7 as Kaylor Sullivan gets sacked, and the Timberwolves are going to have to punt it away. McLean, the dangerous return man, back for Kelseyville. Ball after that sack is spotted at the 36-yard line. Titus will be punting it from about his own 25. McLean back at about his own 30. There's a snap. He gets the punt away. Nice spiraling kick. McLean comes up, fields the ball at the 30 to the 31. He's got some room outside. Now he's covered nicely. Now he cuts back, and he is dropped and stopped at about the 37-yard line. About a 7-yard return that time. Nice. Hodala was there. Also Baker on the stop for the Timberwolves. And also on the stop was Jasper Estes. So it's 1st and 10 Kelseyville for their second possession in this second half. Have it on their own 38-yard line. 7:28 to go, third quarter. Fort Bragg 12, Kelseyville 7. Lindahl gets the play from his coach and runs out to the huddle for the Knights. Peters splits out to the left. McLean in the backfield. Got another man with him back there. Tight end strong on the left side. Lindahl gives. And there's Hunter Casey to make the stop. Beautiful stop that time. Giacomello also came in there to help him out. A penalty flag goes down. Motion called against Kelseyville. They might decline this penalty. It was, I believe it was a loss on the play, but let's see. They might take the penalty. Martinez looks like he's going to refuse it. So the motion call is refused. They lost a couple yards, so they'll take the down. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Well, one thing the Timberwolves have done so far tonight is they've corralled Robert McLean, the outstanding running back for the Knights. They've been able to key on him pretty good. He hasn't really broken a big play. He's got some good yardage tonight, but right now McLean is in the slot, left side. McGuire is the lone back. This is a passing formation on 2nd and 12, and Lindahl back to pass. Looks, throws, passes, incomplete. Marquardt, the intended receiver, it was off his shoulder pad. Triplett was on the coverage that time. It's going to set up 3rd down now. Clock stops, 7:22 to go. So once again, the official coming over and telling the PA announcer, you're not allowed to announce the game. Just say, pass intended for Smith, broken up by Triplett, 2nd down. That's really about all you should be saying if you're a PA announcer, instead of saying nice route or whatever. Anyway, it's high school. Give the kid a break up there. He's doing the best he can. All right, here we go. Kelseyville, 3rd down and 13. Lindahl back to pass, rolling to his right. Now he gives it to Peters back behind, and the man is stopped short of the 1st down. As that was Hunter Casey, who was all over that play, setting up 4th down. Going to be 4th down at about 6. Ball at about their own 41-yard line. They're probably going to kick it away. It's a 12-7 game. The Timberwolves sputtering a little bit on offense here in the second half. But their defense is playing very well tonight. They sniffed out that play. That was a reverse play. They gave it to McLean, who gave it to Peters coming around the reverse, and watch for the fake. No fake. Alvarez is going to run, and he's got the room. Martinez, the one man that's going to make the stop, can't do it. 1st down, Kelseyville. A penalty flag is down. A penalty flag is down, and I think this is not.
He keeps it himself and runs it for a long game.
I believe it was blocking below the waist, and Martinez, the one man that was coming up to make the stop, may have been the man who was blocked illegally. Let's wait and see. Official coming over towards us now to make the call. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was blocking below the waist. And the Timberwolves, it's holding, and the Timberwolves have to take this penalty because the holding infraction is happened during the play, not after the play. So this will negate that 1st down run and still set up a punt situation, I believe. So it's still 4th down, and it's back to the 32-yard line, setting up 4th down and 15. Trujillo back at the 40-yard line. Alvarez back to punt for Kelseyville. Tamayo up close to midfield. Alvarez this time gets the snap, gets the kick away, nice kick. Trujillo lets it bounce at the 40. Now he picks it up, tries to get around the side, and he's hit right away. Back at the 37-yard line. So 1st and 10, Fort Bragg at the 37-yard line, but hold it. There's a flag. So the penalties, which weren't too prevalent in the first half, are starting to mount up here in the second half. And not sure who this penalty is against. It may have occurred after the punt. And they're talking to Kelseyville, so it's going to be against the Timberwolves. If it was after the punt, then Fort Bragg will retain possession. It's just a matter of where the ball will be spotted. If it was during the play before the punt, holding or something of that nature before the punt, it's Kelseyville could get a 1st down here. Let's see what they call. It's a double foul. The penalties negate each other, a penalty on each team, so no penalty. Timberwolves will have it 1st and 10, the ball at their own 31-yard line. So offsetting penalties on that play. 6:48 to go, 3rd quarter. Fort Bragg 12, Kelseyville 7 on the road here under the lights in Kelseyville on a beautiful warm night here in Lake County under the shadows of Mount Conocti. So the officials now kind of straightening things out before they allow Fort Bragg to set up and snap the football. one of the officials is explaining to the Kelseyville sideline what the call was, and that's what's taking a little time. So, bottom line is we're back to action here in just a flash now with the Timberwolves in their own territory at the 31-yard line. Things being sorted out here. Kaylor Sullivan has had a little difficulty tonight because he's been getting some pressure. He was spot on in that first half, although they didn't have a lot of points to show for it. They had the 12-7 lead at halftime, and that's where we stand. 6:48 to go, third quarter. He's back to pass, throws it over the middle, caught by Baker. Baker with the football, and he stops and is tackled at the 42. Penalty flag is a piling on by the Kelseyville Knights, and that's 15 yards from the spot of the foul, which actually the original hit was at the 41-yard line. So it should be down into Kelseyville Knight territory by the time they mark this off. Baker that time, after he caught the pass, stopped and tried to make a move on the defender, and when he did so, he allowed the defense to come up and help out, but they helped out a little bit too much that time. In the old days, you called that piling on. Today's terminology, usually it's basically a late hit personal foul. So the Timberwolves with 1st and 10 now will set up. Sullivan, bad snap, rolling to his right, throws upfield, incomplete, and he basically just threw that one away. So the Knights have put a lot of pressure on Sullivan in the second half. 6:24 to go, the clock stops here in this third quarter.
Pretty good throw, as it looks like he might have hit someone who was unaware that a flying ball was coming towards him. Second down now.
So the official who warned the PA announcer to stop announcing the game must be burning up a little bit because the PA announcer is still announcing the game. All right, 2nd and 10. I'm announcing it too. Sullivan, screen pass over the middle. That's Giacomello, makes a catch. This was a touchdown earlier. Still on his feet to the 10, to the 5, and dropped.
Quarterback Kaylor Sullivan
inside the 10, down to about the 6-yard line, right at the 5-yard line, as no penalty flags are down. And Brett Giacomello has given the first down at the 7-yard line for the Timberwolves. 1st and goal. And quickly they're up to the line of scrimmage once again. Timberwolves knocking on the door now. They got to convert. Get a little comfort zone going. It's 12-7. And I believe Kelseyville jumped off sides. It looked like number 50 for the Kelseyville Knights jumped off sides. Encroachment, whatever you want to call it, Zach Villalobos. And Villalobos is called for the foul. So the penalty will go against Kelseyville, and that'll take half the distance to the goal, bringing it to about the 4-yard line. It'll still be first down. My mistake. I said they were at the 7-yard line. They're actually at the 12-yard line. I apologize. They can get a first down at the 2. So, again, we're a long ways away from the action here in our broadcast area tonight. First down and 5. Gives to Giacomello, left side. The big guy still bullying forward as his momentum takes him close to the end zone. It is touchdown Timberwolves as Brett Giacomello, the big train, pounds his way into the end zone for his second touchdown. It's 18-7 Fort Bragg.
Ran real hard for the Timberwolves. And the lead is now increased to 11. 18-7. T-Wolves.
So the Fort Bragg Timberwolves, who really have had trouble scoring on extra points, will try it again. Sullivan throws it, and it's caught by Brett Giacomello. 2-point conversion's good this time, and the score. With 5:32 to go, third quarter, it's Fort Bragg 20 and Kelseyville 7. We'll come back with a kickoff in just a moment. All right, Fort Bragg leads 20-7 as Brett Giacomello has scored a couple of touchdowns, and Brad Giacomello has scored a touchdown. Brett Giacomello has scored on a 37-yard screen pass and also a 7-yard run. Brad Giacomello scored on a 34-yard touchdown pass. So here's the kick. Again, they're keeping it away from McLean. It's a low bouncer, and it gets by and is picked up back at about the 15-yard line. And he is dropped nicely by the special teams.
And he's met by
as
two
Casey
rampaging
comes in there to make the stop.
Timberwolves. That's number 22.
And the Kelseyville Knights take over 1st and 10 back at about their own 20-yard line.
And Hunter Casey.
So
First down now for the Knights.
one thing that has happened so far tonight, there's still plenty of time in this game, but the Timberwolves defense has sort of come of age tonight. They've sort of started really figuring out the schemes and what's happening, and they've stopped a very good running back so far in McLean, who now is basically a slot. He's in the slot formation out to the left right now. Lindahl, play action, back to pass, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended that time for Rewerts.
Pass is incomplete, thrown by Noah Lindell, intended for number
Penalty
4.
flag goes down right where Lindahl threw the football, and it looks like it could be a late hit or roughing the quarterback as he comes off the field, and that's it. Roughing the passer called against the Timberwolves. That'll be 15 yards and a first down.
First down.
Well, if you were watching on TV, Lindahl was hit as he was throwing,
So the kick pops
and
but the
the
still have bracelets,
fact that
necklaces,
it was kind of a
backpacks you can wear.
that was a close call. I mean, if you're a defender, you got to keep going. I mean, he's still trying to throw the football, even though you've got him in your grasp. But a late hit called, so it's 1st and 10, all the way out now to the 35-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. Now McLean's still in the backfield, I should say. He gets the football, and he's tackled as Hodala makes the stop, and McLean is a little slow getting up.
57.
He got hit that time, the junior 190-pounder, slow getting up, but he's okay. He looks over the sideline and shakes his head. No, I'm okay. Clock continues to run down to 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Fort Bragg 20, Kelseyville 7. Second down and 10 now. So Kelseyville breaks the huddle. McLean, the lone back. Here's that single wing formation, or the wing T. The give is to McLean, and this time he's got some yardage as he got his feet after he was hit at about the 35-yard line. Gets it out to about the 44-yard line. It's going to set up third down and about 2.
He's been all over the field tonight. And so has McLean. Third down and short now.
Martinez, the safety, is sort of shaking his right hand out a little bit as though it got injured somehow. Third down now for the Timberwolves defense. Let's see if they can hold him here. For some reason, the fellow that marks, well, I'm not sure, the officials are looking up at the clock. The man that was on the chain gang with the line of scrimmage, I guess they're going to do a measurement. I thought he was well short of the first down, but now, as Kelseyville came up to the line of scrimmage, they're wanting a measurement. So maybe McLean got enough yardage to get a first down on that carry. Starting to cool down a little bit now here in Kelseyville. It is short of the first down by a full yard. So sometimes a coach can ask for a measurement just to see how many yards he needs on a given play. So you got a key on number 11 here if he's in the backfield. They might put 2 backs so we can get a blocking back for him back there. There's McLean in the tailback position. The wing T, that's McGuire, who's also back there with him. So key on number 11 on this 3rd and 1. And they give it to him, and he's got a first down. Up across the 40.
Takes that one hard, nose up the middle. That's going to move the chains.
44-yard line up to close to midfield, about the 48-yard line. So 1st and 10, Kelseyville. 3:57 to go here in this third quarter. The clock has stopped for some reason. The chain gang has moved it up. The clock is not running. It should be running right now. They've stopped the clock. So the clock finally starts to run as they give to McLean. Same play as he had last time, and this time Hodala drags him down.
Robert McLean runs hard, but is met quickly by Kadu Whitlock, as well as Nat Hatala. Nice tackles there on Fort Bragg Timberwolves.
Second down, no gain. Second down and 10. I'm starting to make sure that clock is running on the scoreboard now. 20-7, Fort Bragg leading. Third quarter action here at Kelseyville. So here comes a play now from the sideline as Lindahl goes back to the huddle. Marquardt splits out here to the right Two men split out here. That's Peters also. Back to pass is Lindahl rolling out, getting some pressure from Whitlock. Whitlock dives. The pass is tipped and caught out of bounds. And a penalty flag is down in the defensive backfield where possibly pass interference is going to get called.
The pass was deflected. And that'll bring up third down for the Knights.
The official is talking over the flag, which is right in front of the Kelseyville sideline here, about where that pass was thrown. Lindahl got away. Whitlock from his far side linebacker position just about had him that time, but Lindahl got away. And the officials are talking it over here. This is an important call because the Timberwolves are holding as a call. It's against the Timberwolves.
Looks like a holding call against the defense.
So 10 yards marked off.
15-yard penalty, or 10-yard penalty, excuse me.
Down, and it'll give the Kelseyville Knights a first down at the Timberwolves' 42-yard line. So the second half, after I had said there aren't a lot of flags, suddenly they start piling up here. Lindahl looks to see if he can get his team set. Backs now split behind him. McLean back there with Peters. Lindahl back to pass. He looks. He throws deep. Got a man open. Incomplete. He overthrows Peters that time. And it'll be second down. Picorni got beat on the corner, but he had good inside coverage, but they tried to throw it to the outside sideline. And Picorni, like I said, with good coverage on the inside, but Peters trying to beat him to the sideline that time was open, but the pass was incomplete. Peters limping back to the huddle for the Knights. Incomplete pass stops the clock, 2:51 to go. Third quarter, Fort Bragg leading 27. Into the huddle comes Lindahl, who goes to the sideline on every play and brings in the play from the sideline, which you see oftentimes at this level. There's the give, and Hodala makes the stop along with Whitlock.
Ball is given to number 33, Manny Sanchez.
Little or no gain that time. Third down.
Whitlock, who seems to be coming in there
3rd and 9.
very often and making good defensive plays.
So, throwing situation perhaps here. As Lindahl gets the play, comes into the huddle.
The Timberwolves 42-yard line.
Luis Ishacosta also in here. He splits out to the left. Reward splitting inside of him. Lindahl back to pass. He's looking, he throws, and he overthrows his man on 3rd down and 9. But the ball at the Timberwolves 43, you wonder if they're going to go for it here. 2:06 to go in this third quarter. Fort Bragg leading 27. This could be 4-down territory. Now here's where you really can't commit any kind of a penalty and give them a gift. The passing game for the Knights has not been very successful so far tonight. Good pressure from the defense on the defensive side of the football. The Timberwolves are getting a pretty good pass rush, which has sort of disrupted their passing game a little bit. Lindahl has a good arm. He just has not been able to rack up too many yards passing the football so far tonight. All right. Got a double tight end formation. Lindahl, play action, rolling to his right. Got some time, throws, got a man open. It's intercepted by Jesse Martinez. He's at the 40, to the 45. He's to the 50. There goes a penalty flag flying in. Whatever happens, this is going to come back. The Timberwolves would have the ball down at the 40-yard line. The pass was intercepted. The penalty happened on the return. And so I believe it'll be back at about the 30-yard line. This penalty is going to result in, let's see, 7, 17, about 27. It could be about a 30-yard difference at least, depending on where they mark this football. Now, the Timberwolves, if there was no penalty, would have it 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh, it's called against Kelseyville. So hold the phone. It's a penalty against the Knights. And so this is going to give the Timberwolves some great field position after the return. They should be marking it off from the line of scrimmage, I think, where Martinez was down at the 38. So I believe they're going to tack on even more yardage here and take it down inside Kelseyville's 30. Let's see. I've learned to not try and referee from up here. Take me a few years to do that. So 1:50 to go here in this third quarter. Fort Bragg leading 20-7. 15 yards tacked on after the play. So the ball takes it down to about the
Timberwolves will get 15 yards and an automatic first down.
About the 20-yard line. So it'll be first down, Fort Bragg. Golden opportunity here with 1:50 to go in this third quarter at the Knights' 20-yard line. Sullivan barks out the play, sets up his spread offense. Back to pass, looking. Oh, man's wide open in the corner. The pass is touchdown, Timberwolves. Perfect pass from Kaylor Sullivan to Trujillo.
With the great arms.
Put it right on the money. The coverage was there if he didn't throw that ball just perfectly. A beautifully thrown pass from Kaylor Sullivan, a 21-yard touchdown pass, and Fort Bragg leads 26-7.
Nice play there from the Timberwolves, and they will add 6 on and try for another extra point.
So with 1:43 to go in the third quarter, it's now 26-7. And Flores is going to try for the extra point. Snap, spots down, kick is up. It's got the distance. And it's good. And
tack one more on there. It's
Fort Bragg leads 27-7. 1:43 to go, third quarter. We'll be back with the kickoff. A 1:43 to go, third quarter. The breeze that was blowing earlier has pretty much stopped. The flags are limp on the flagpole there above the scoreboard. And Fort Bragg, while we're talking about the scoreboard, has just put up another touchdown. They lead 27-7. That was a straight flag pattern. Trujillo just took off from his receiver position on a flag route, and Kaylor Sullivan looked at him the whole way and just delivered a beautiful 21-yard touchdown pass. So here's the kickoff now. Again, they're keeping it away from McLean. A bouncer taken upfield. And outside he goes and is finally out of bounds. As Hodla knocks the man out of bounds that time.
He squibbed up the middle.
That was Manny Sanchez on the return. And that gives Kelseyville some decent field position, but they trail by 20 with 1:35 to go in the third quarter.
Knocking him out of bounds. Knights will start this drive.
First and 10. Kelseyville, the ball at their own 44-yard line. Indians used to be the name here in Kelseyville, and I don't know how many years ago they changed it to the Knights, but they have one of the greatest looking high school mascots. Their Knight is totally cool looking. There's a blitz from Giacomello. McLean gets a handoff right side, got some blocking, and knocked down by Hunter Casey. After he picked up about 7 yards, he looked like he was just starting to get away and gets across midfield to the 49-yard line of the Timberwolves. So it'll be second down now and 3.
Pickup of 8.
But as I was saying, maybe before the night's over, we can get a shot of that Kelseyville Knight mascot walking around. Really cool looking. All right, second down and 3 for the Knights. The ball just across midfield at the Timberwolves 49-yard line. Back split behind Lindahl. Lindahl gives to the first man coming through, and he's going to get close to a first down. I think that was Ishikosta that was the ball carrier that time, and it is a first down for the Knights. So they move the chains. The clock under a minute to go now, 45 seconds in this third quarter. Fort Bragg with that 27-7 lead.
Final seconds here in the third. First down, ball midfield.
So Kelseyville up to the line of scrimmage. at the Timberwolves 46-yard line. There's a pass to McLean outside. Tackle by Scooty Titus. No gain. There might have been movement on the line of Kelseyville that time. It looked like the slot man out here on the right may have moved. We'll see if it is a motion penalty. Timberwolves might choose to decline the penalty and take the down since they lost yardage. 22 seconds to go, third quarter. They are going to decline the penalty. So they already lost about 4 yards, so it's going to be second down and about 14. I'll call it a 3-yard loss, second and 13. This should be the final play of the third quarter, with Fort Bragg leading 27-7. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. We enjoy you folks watching this. Might even be some relatives in a different state, or you can even watch this if you're in a foreign country. I don't think Kelseyville is going to get the play off before the end of the quarter, and there's the buzzer, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score. Fort Bragg 27, Kelseyville 7. We have 12 minutes of football left, and we'll be back to finish off this game in the fourth quarter in just a moment. All right, we enter the fourth quarter. Kelseyville has the football. The Timberwolves have the lead. It's 27-7 with 12 minutes left in this game, as the Knights line up here. Second down and 13 as we're back to action. The ball at about the Timberwolves 49-yard line. So here we go. McLean in the backfield. Ishikasa back there with him for the Knights. Double tight end. They give to McLean. Around the right he goes, and Hodala stops him. Beautiful tackle that time. And I'll tell you what, the Timberwolves have done a great job corralling one of the better running backs in the NCL1 this year, Robert McLean. He really has not been the factor I thought he might be before this game started, but nothing to do with him. The kid's got a lot of talent. It has to do with this Timberwolves defense. They're keying on him, and they're making sure that he's not the one that's going to beat him tonight. So that sets up third down and about 18 for the Knights. Ball back on their side of the 50-yard line now. Lindahl gives, and this is Ishikosta, and he's going to be stopped well short of the first down, setting up fourth down. Ball now just across midfield to the Timberwolves' 39-yard line as Giacomella makes the stop for the Timberwolves.
Fourth down now for the Knights.
So Alvarez, the punter, looks like he's trotting out there, and Fort Bragg with the clock running, 10:27 to go in the game, leading 27-7. As Kelseyville quickly gets their punting unit out there. Here's the snap. There's the punt. There's a punt, and it's going to be picked up by Trujillo at about the 10-yard line, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, and out of bounds he goes at about the 30-yard line. Don't see any penalty flags down, so
Austin Trujillo.
It'll be first down Timberwolves. Ball about their own 30-yard line. 10:28 to go in the game. We'll keep our eye on that clock now in this fourth quarter. Fort Bragg with a 27-7 lead. One thing about the spread offense, do you try and slow it down? Do you start running the football? Do you try and use the clock? Or do you just go with what got you here? We'll see. Sullivan with one back. Strickland in the backfield behind him now. Takes a snap. Gives it to Strickland. Strickland's got some room to the 35, and Lindahl comes up and makes a stop. And Lindahl, the quarterback, slow to get up for Kelseyville, but he's going to be okay. Strickland's, he's a load, to be honest. 6'2", 225 pounds. The beast. 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4 for the Timberwolves as they do run the football. They give it to Strickland again. He's got a first down across the 40-yard line to the 42-yard line.
This time he's good for the first down.
9:55 to go in the game. Fort Bragg now just trying to use the clock a little bit and run the football. Kaylor Sullivan's had a great night once again. I don't have stats for the yardage he's thrown. He has a 34-yard touchdown pass. He has a 37-yard touchdown pass. And he has a 21-yard touchdown pass. There's the give. And coming around is Jonathan Tamayo. And he's got a first down. He picks up about 12 across midfield down to the 45-yard line of Kelseyville. And that's one of the things the Timberwolves are blessed with. They've got a good quarterback. They've got good receivers. And they got some big running backs that can run the football. Under 10 minutes to go now in the game. Sullivan takes a snap, gives to Tamayo. And Tamayo once again has some good yardage, up about 8 yards or 9 yards upfield down to the about the 36-yard line of Kelseyville. Short of the first down. See if they start taking more time between plays here. They could take 30 seconds, I think, between plays, but they're going to line up and run a play off here. Second and short. And an official timeout for some reason. Lindahl, a little woozy, is asked, the official says, go to the sideline. See if you're okay. The quarterback for Kelseyville, who plays defense, was shaken up, taking Strickland down a couple of plays ago. He might be a little woozy. And give credit to the official for noticing that, because you don't want to see any kind of a head injury or any kind of a concussion or anything else. And the clock stops now as I think the Kelseyville Knights have taken a timeout. We'll keep it right here, and thank you once again for watching MendocinoTV.com. And once again, thank our sponsors, including Purity Supermarket, Peoria Insurance, Bob Bruce Dentistry, the Jerry Mello Foundation, Fort Bragg Transmission, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Columbia's Market and Deli, and Randall Heating and Sheet Metal. Once again, our thanks to the local sponsors who make this telecast possible on MendocinoTV.com. I'm Lindy Peters, along with Terry Vaughn, the cameraman and producer here of MendocinoTV.com. And you're able to watch. The game is on the internet for anybody to watch at any time on any device that you can go online and enjoy. So make sure you tell your friends if you're watching this, and if your family members are in Cleveland or up in Seattle or wherever they might be, they can watch their nephew or their grandson throughout the season here on MendocinoTV.com. The games will be posted all week for your enjoyment. And I believe they're embedded on the web page, and you can watch them anytime if you scroll down and find a particular game you want to see. So, a great feature for the Fort Bragg Timberwolves football clan, wherever they might be. Second and short for the Timberwolves. Tamaya in the backfield along with Sullivan. Sullivan's back to pass. Pump fake. Throws deep. He's open. That's Triplett. He jumps. He makes the catch. Right inside the 5-yard line at the 3-yard line. Peters had the coverage that time, but Triplett, who always seems to make an acrobatic catch at least once a game, has done it again. Beautiful catch inside the 5-yard line. 8:47 to go in this game. And it's first and goal for Fort Bragg. And now probably see if they can just run it in. Sullivan takes a snap, gives it to Tabayo. He's hitting the backfield that time. No gain. Setting up second down and goal. Reworth's in on the stop for the Knights. Titus checks in and Tamayo checks out. I'd like to see Strickland or Giacomello, one of the big backs, get the football down here. But you're leading 27-7. They give to Titus. Titus cutting around the left side. He's going to be short of the goal line, setting up third and goal. But the clock down now to about 8 minutes to go in the game. 27-7. The Timberwolves have the lead. They're knocking on the door. Third and goal, just outside the goal line. So Sullivan, who operates primarily out of the shotgun, this time is over center. And he keeps it on a quarterback sneak. It looks like he's in, and a penalty flag, couple of flags go flying in. And I wonder if they're going to call helping the runner on this or what. It looked like a touchdown. Coach Perkins on the far sideline just standing with his hands on his hips, wondering what the heck they're going to call here. And the Fort Bragg's going back. I bet they call helping the runner here. There it is. Helping the quarterback or helping the runner. That's the penalty call. And that's 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Now out at about the 6-yard line. 7:37 to go in the game. Sullivan sets up, and now an official blows his whistle and stops action here. I think he's calling for a loss of down. Helping the runner is a loss of down. That's right. They got the down marker. Or did they have it on 4th? I don't know. Now he says 3rd down, so I guess it isn't a loss of down. Anyway, 3rd and goal. Sullivan back, throws, touchdown Timberwolves. Lucas Triplett makes the catch. So
works out
if you want to move Sullivan back a little bit, he'll say, all right, I'll throw it in. And Sullivan now with his 4th touchdown pass, Triplett a 7-yard touchdown pass.
Touchdown for Bragg. Another score.
And it's now 33-7. The Timberwolves starting to drop it on the Knights a little bit here. Under the lights on a Friday night in Kelseyville. And I got to say, Kelseyville's getting a little beat up. A lot of them are limping off the field and shaking up a little bit. Here's the extra point attempt. It's a high snap. Martinez has it go to the ground. It's picked up and then flipped, still on the ground, and no good. Well, if there's been one struggle for Fort Bragg tonight, it's been their extra point attempts. They fail again. They've only converted one, but it doesn't seem to matter at this point because with 7:31 to go in the game, it's Fort Bragg 33, Kelseyville 7. We'll come back with the kickoff in just a moment. All right, here we go. Timberwolves Torres ready to kick it off. 7:27 to go in the game. A bouncing kick. Picked up at the 25 by Peters. Or is that
handled by number 34.
I'm sorry, that was not Peters. That was Ishikosta, number 34, that picked up the ball. And it's 1st down Kelseyville. And let's see if Lindahl's going to be playing or not. He's off on the sideline right now with his helmet off. The starting quarterback for Kelseyville, and they have their backup quarterback in there right now. 1st and 10, Kelseyville. Now in at quarterback, getting the play from the sideline, is Noah Finch. 6'1", 170-pound, listed as a wide receiver. McLean, the running back, also is coming off the field on this series. So Kelseyville has it 1st and 10. Ball at their own 38-yard line. There's the give, and boy, Hunter Casey knocks the back as soon as he got the handoff that time. And Kelseyville, I think, is putting in some reserves now. Edgar Ramirez. About a 4-yard or 5-yard loss that time. Ramirez, the ball carrier, 2nd down and 15. Under 7 minutes to go in the game, 33-7. Now, the mercy rule in high school football, if a team is ahead by 35 points or more, at this point in the ballgame, they just keep the clock running. But we're not at that point yet. It's 33-7. There's the give. Back coming through. He's not going to get much. The interior of the line with Matt Hodla coming up to help finish him off. Scooty Titus on the stop. Lucas Triplett on the stop. Also getting up underneath there was Jesse Bishop. Setting up 3rd down and 12 now for the Knights. I'll tell you what, Fort Bragg was well prepared for this game. Their defense has done an outstanding job. The opening kickoff was returned down to the 10-yard line by Kelseyville, and they got a touchdown and took the lead, and then it's been all Fort Bragg after that. So 3rd down and 12 for the Knights. And there's the give, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. In fact, back to the original line of scrimmage, setting up 4th down for Kelseyville. And Ramirez is going to head out there to punt for the Knights. Alvarez has really had a good game. Wearing those bright green shoes, he's fielded some terrible snaps, some over his head, some bouncing. He's been able to get off the punts, and up until just the last, several minutes of this game when Fort Bragg really started to put it on him here in this 3rd and 4th quarter, his punting has really kept him in the game, but now it's gotten a little bit out of hand. And he gets his kick away again, and Trujillo is down. His knees hit at the 35-yard line.
Knights punted away.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Bragg, leading 33-7, 5:05 to go in the game. Now last time the Timberwolves ran the football till they had to put it in the air because it was 3rd down and goal that culminated in a touchdown. But let's see if they continue to run the football a little bit here. Two men split to the right. Two men split out left. Sullivan with Titus back there with him in the backfield. Gets a snap, gives it to Scooty Titus, and he's got some good yardage still on his feet to the 50-yard line and across the 50 for a first down. Picks up about 16 yards down to about the Kelseyville 48-yard line, I think is where his knee hit. Under 5 minutes to go in the game.
First down, Timberwolves.
Timberwolves getting some new players out. At wide receiver now is Jared James out here to the right. They give to Tamayo. Tamayo on first down gets a couple down to the Kelseyville 43-yard line. One of the things over the years that Roy Perkins, as the head coach for the Timberwolves, even when he was assistant coach for years behind legendary Jack Moyer, the Timberwolves don't rub it in. If they're ahead by a lot of points, some teams will continue to try and light up the scoreboard. But Fort Bragg, once they have a game pretty much in hand, are very respectful of their opponents, knowing that it's a high school level and you play them again next year. Tamayo gets a handoff, and he's not going to get hardly any yardage this time. A penalty flag comes flying in across the way, which stops the clock. 4:11 to go in this game. Fort Bragg 33, Kelseyville 7. Now that was a running play to the right. The flag was on some action, a wide receiver and a defensive back way out there across the far side of the field. Might have been a little extracurricular something going on. Let's see. Official coming over now to give the signal. Looks like it's going to go against the Timberwolves. Personal foul. Blow to the head. No, it's against Kelseyville. So 15 yards the other way. So apparently well away from the ball, one of the Knights got frustrated and clubbed one of the Timberwolves receivers who wasn't even part of the play in the head, and the official caught it.
Penalties against the Knights.
And a blow to the head, you should call that. That could be dangerous. So 1st and 10 for the Timberwolves now at the Kelseyville 27-yard line. Sullivan with Strickland in the backfield with him now. 4:11 to go in this game. Timberwolves now should try and take as much time off the clock as they can. Sullivan fakes, runs to the right, and a penalty flag is thrown. And it looks like Jared James might have done something because he's holding up his hands. And again, Sullivan had cut inside, so there was no need for whatever illegal block took place because Sullivan wasn't trying to go outside that block. Holding is the call. So 1st down and 20 now is Sullivan with a play action fake that time, sort of not really the read option, but he was going to keep the ball the entire time. Timeout called by the Timberwolves. 3:58 to go in the game. We'll take a timeout. Fort Bragg 33, Kelseyville 7. And with 3:58 to go in this game, we're back after the timeout by the Timberwolves. 1st down and 15. Tamayo in the backfield with Sullivan. They give it to Tamayo, and he is immediately hit. But he gets some good yardage. He's tough to bring down. Well, by good yardage, forward momentum anyway, picks up about 3 as the clock continues to go. 3:45 to go in the game.
Take some time now to thank all our sponsors.
Be 2nd down and 15. Titus comes into the game. Strickland comes into the game. Tamayo goes out.
Mount Canocti Gas Mart.
The give is to Titus. And he breaks a tackle. He's in the open field. He scoots by another man, and he's inside the 10. 1st down, Timberwolves. No penalty flags. Nice run by Titus that time, who slows down and speeds up very well. And sometimes when you have the football and you're a running back, slowing down is not a good thing. But if the angle of pursuit's coming for you and you can slow down and let him over pursue and then speed up again, that's the kind of run that was for Scooty Titus. So first down for Fort Bragg, knocking on the door again here. Sullivan with Strickland now back there with him. Gives it to Strickland, and he goes to the outside, and he is brought down, getting close to about the 10-yard line. Keeps the clock running, under 3 minutes to go in the game. Fort Bragg with a 33-7 lead.
More thanking to do for the sponsors. Thank you to Eagles Nest Self-Storage.
The ball now spotted on the far sideline. Is there a flag? The official's coming over with some sort of indication. No, he's not. He's just going into his backfield judge position. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Timberwolves. The ball right about the 10-yard line. Sullivan taking a little time off the clock before he gets a snap. Gives it to Titus. Titus bowls his way forward for a couple yards, but not much. Setting up 3rd down. Coming down to the 2-minute mark in this game. 3rd down and about 6 for the Timberwolves.
Thank you to Mendo Lake Home Respiratory Services,
who really should just run the ball a couple of times here. At this point in the game with a 33-7 lead, there's no sense in trying to put it in the end zone, but also you can't stop a kid if he's got the football and he's trying to break a couple of tackles. It looks like Fort Bragg's going to run the clock down and call a timeout, and they do. And I imagine that's what Coach Perkins is going to tell him. Look, it's 3rd down. We'll have a couple of running plays here. And if we get in the end zone, we get in the end zone. But at this point, let's not get anybody injured. We got another game next week. Timberwolves 33-7. And thanks for watching this on MendocinoTV.com. This is a little different. I don't feel as if I have to recap as much, because if you've been watching, you know, and this isn't being broadcast live, and so no one's tuning in late, but we've had a 37-yard touchdown pass from Kaylor Sullivan to Brett Giacomella, a 34-yard touchdown pass to Brad Giacomella, a 7-yard TD run from Brett Giacomella, a 21-yard pass to Austin Trujillo from Sullivan, and a 7-yard touchdown pass to Triplett from Sullivan. And now it's 3rd down. Kelseyville jumps off sides. That'll stop the clock. Well, actually, the clock was stopped after the timeout with 1:39 to go. So Kaylor Sullivan with 4 more touchdown passes tonight for the junior quarterback. As they walk up after the penalty, it'll set up 3rd down and short. If they get a 1st down here, they can just kneel on the football. 3rd down and about a yard. Give to Titus. Titus has got the 1st down. In fact, he might even have it close to the end zone. And there comes a flag. And somebody's been thrown out of the game for the Knights. One of their players has been thrown out of the game. Steve Williams, the junior defensive tackle, 5'9", 225, has been thrown out as the Timberwolves get a 1st down at the 1-yard line with 1:36 to go. And that's an automatic 1st down, as if they need an automatic 1st down. They just got one. And it's half the distance to the goal, as if they needed that. They were at the 1-yard line. So when all is said and done, it's time to kneel down 3 times and get on the bus and go home. I would be surprised if the Timberwolves actually run a play where they're trying to score a touchdown. They might. There's some kids in there that haven't played a lot this year right now, so we'll see what goes on. Officials are writing things down now. If you get thrown out of a game, that means you can't play the next game. So they're probably making a note of the number and the name so that they can call the commissioner and say, hey, look, Gil Lemon will get a call from the officiating crew here and say that we threw out number 71. You might remember last year Tyler Ashby was thrown out of a game and he couldn't play in that Middletown game the following week. And that was a big loss when you take on Middletown in Middletown. So the official is now explaining to the Kelseyville coach what happened, why he threw the kid out of the game. That's why we've stopped action here for a moment, but we'll keep it right here. There's only 1:36 to go in this game. And like I said, we're at a point where now the Timberwolves merely have to kneel on the football 3 times, and the game will end. You don't want to get anybody hurt, especially Kaylor Sullivan. So this is where you have that really tight formation. You have one back. Usually the tailback is 5 or 6 yards behind the quarterback in case they accidentally fumble. And you just kneel down. So here we go. Sullivan will take it over center, and that is the kneel down formation. And that's what he does. And again, hats off to Coach Perkins for being classy here. Kelseyville won't stop the clock. This game basically is over when the scoreboard buzzes. Fort Bragg is going to win it 33-7. Kaylor Sullivan with 4 touchdown passes and also a nice touchdown run in this game by Brett Giacomella, who also caught a touchdown pass. Triplet with a touchdown reception along with Trujillo and Brett Giacomella. The Timberwolves will kneel down again now as we're down to a minute to go in the game on second down. And Sullivan kneels down. And I only have to do it one more time.
Kneels on it again, and that should bring us to a close here in Kelseyville tonight.
There's 49 seconds on the clock. I do believe the Timberwolves do have to legitimately run one more play. So a good defensive game for the Fort Bragg Timberwolves here tonight, who came into Kelseyville and beat a good team who were 4-1 on the year. Kelseyville will go to 4-2. The Timberwolves will go to 4-2. And Fort Bragg wins it. The final from Kelseyville on a beautiful night here in Lake County under the lights. It's Fort Bragg 33, Kelseyville 7. Kaylor Sullivan, 4 touchdown passes, as I mentioned. And the Fort Bragg defense showed up tonight with their best game of the year. They struggled a little bit in McKinleyville. They struggled a little bit last week against Middletown, but I'll tell you what, they were fired up here tonight. Again, the final from Kelseyville, a double win. The JVs win it, and the varsity wins it. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. We want to thank Purity Supermarket, Peoria Insurance, Ranelagh Heating and Sheet Metal, Columbia's Market and Deli, Ryan Perkins, Attorney at Law, Fort Bragg Transmission, the Jerry Mello Foundation, and Bob Bruce Dentistry. The Timberwolves win it 33-7. For MendocinoTV.com, I'm Lindy Peters. Hey, thanks for watching.